In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
Rico, you guys gotta put a flippy screen. Come on, I will freaking end you guys. Do you know how many GRs I've sold?
Today, I shoot film for the vibes.
And loosen up a little bit. Oh, that's a big cup. Nice. Oh, arigato. That's freedom.
Hey, street life.
And that could be like a banger.
Yeah, I think London is my favorite city.
London? London, dude, get over here. Hold on. Tell them New York.
Okay, now that I've been here, yeah, New York's pretty nice.
New York is pretty nice, or New York is better?
Okay, it's better.
Hi everyone, this is Samuel, and this is my GR project.
Don't live your life as if it was your last day. Live your life as if it was your first day, you know? Be curious. See things as if you were seeing them for the first time. I think then you will be a better photographer and a better human being.
Oh. Hello everyone, welcome to this live stream. Yo, Umareta is here, Dan. I think I'm going to check my messages on my phone. What's going on? Is the chat live? Yes, it is live. Oh, Twitch, we don't need this anymore. Oh, what's going on? This is a live stream test. I haven't done this in a while. Okay, we don't need this. Yeah. So, good morning, good evening. Yeah, let's hang out. I have some topics I want to talk about. But this is a meeting. This is a meeting between you, hopefully my subscribers. It's okay if you're not subscribed and you watch this, but this is a meeting between you and me, and we talk about this channel. And I have some ideas, I have some concerns. You can share your feedback with me. And of course, I want to talk about plans for next year. And just do a little bit of catching up and yeah, bounce back ideas, and I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, let's see. A lot of familiar names here in the chat. So this is... Oh, Tom is here. What's up, Tom? I know this is not a good time for all my Asian friends. They're all asleep in East Asia right now. Man, what is this flickering? I I can't control this. I'm sorry if you see any blackouts. That has something to do with my HDMI connection. How do you like my background, by the way? Anyone cares to know the background story about this? So I'm not going to share the story unless someone wants to hear it. But yeah, how did you guys spend Christmas or your holidays? What did you do? I can say that I had a great time with my family. Probably a bigger Christmas than last 3 times. We were all at my mother's place, and it was great. My son is old enough to now understand that Christmas is a yearly thing, and he was so excited unwrapping his gifts, and yeah, it was just great to spend a Christmas with my son, which he probably will remember. Unlike the previous 2 years where, you know, he was happy getting gifts, but he didn't know why and what is this all about. Not that he does know what Christmas is all about now, but at least he knows that we come together, and he learned the word chocolate, which came naturally. Okay. Peter Schreiber asks, what is the story of the mysterious background? Okay, then I'm going to share it. So this was basically a little fun Christmas gift from my wife. And the story is, so on Christmas we don't really give each other gifts. I don't know, we don't really care too much about gifts. We sometimes say, you know, let's give us something in the range of 20 euros. And as you know, some people say, some of us say, you know, I want new, I don't know, pants or something like that, or I need a shirt, a nightshirt or something. So we just ask for like useful things. But it's not so much about giving presents. But so that's why my wife came up with this idea to make this towel, not towel, blanket. It's a blanket, and the photo she used is a photo I took in the morning on a day where we were supposed to fly to Japan so that I can meet my wife's mother for the first time. That was back in 2017 or 16. Yeah, 16. And the story is, I checked my passport the night before the flight at home because my wife insisted that I checked if the passport was still, you know, valid and not expired. And I was so sure that it was not expired, but I checked anyways. And then to my surprise, it was expired, like a few weeks expired. And then I panicked. I was freaking out because, yeah, the next day was the flight. We paid a lot of money. We planned to stay for 2 months in Japan, meeting her mother. So it was super embarrassing. And my wife was, of course, extremely angry at me. So I couldn't really sleep that night because I was panicking. What should I do? I checked online, what are the options? And then I found out that if I go to this one place in some specific district in Hamburg, then I can get a temporary passport, maybe. But I can't make an appointment. I have to go there and just hope that I get to talk to someone before my flight. So I barely slept, maybe 2 hours. I was lying in bed, totally stressed out. And then the next morning I ran to this place. I don't know what's it called in English, but where they issue passports. And then I told them I found out my passport was expired. They said, yeah, you have to sit here and wait until it's your turn, and you know you can take a photo here. And I went into this photo booth, took a photo, and that's the photo I took. And my wife always laughs when she sees this photo because you can see the panic in my eyes. I was like, you know, I was not sure if I can even go with her to Japan. So, but luckily I was able to get a temporary passport. And I actually got it 2 hours before check-in started for our flight. So I ran back to my apartment and started finishing up my packing my stuff. My wife was already at the airport, and then she didn't talk to me. She stopped talking to me the night before, obviously, but she didn't talk to me until our plane was at a horizontal position. You know, when the lights turn off, the seatbelt sign turns off. Then she looked at me and we started laughing about all of this because, yeah, she was surely stressed and I was feeling very embarrassed. That's a story, and that's why she printed this. Just to tease me, I guess. And I had no idea that she did this. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to read you my notes, what I'm going to do in this stream. It's going to be around 1 hour, maybe 1.5. And I did this last year as well. I don't know if you remember. I called it end of the year stream or something like that. Hangout, similar to this stream. And you can still watch it. It's still on my channel. That's something I like to do. At the end of the year, just do a live and talk about ideas. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about is a little bit about my YouTube channel, about this channel. My thoughts about it. I learned a few things about my channel, and I have a few questions because I'm feeling a little lost. It's not, there's no red line on my channel anymore. So I want to talk a little bit about that. Following up with the second topic, which is going to be my content strategy for 2025. And then also other plans for 2025 that have not anything to do with my channel. And then I ran out of ideas and I wrote down what camera gear did I buy in 2024 and what is my current setup. No more new cameras? ? Yeah, maybe if we have time, I will talk about my current lineup of cameras that I'm using, why I didn't buy any new cameras in the last 2 or so years, and why I'm happy with what I got. That's probably also the reason why my channel doesn't have all these experimental gear videos anymore. And then at the end, or throughout the stream, if you have any questions, I'm going to try to keep up with the chat. Yeah, that's basically what is the plan for today. So, let me have a look at the chat here. Oh, you can even see me here on the screen scrolling. Maybe I can make this bigger here. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, and my title I also wrote down, should I bring back street critique? And in the last weeks, I thought about it a lot, and I even reached out to a friend that is willing to partner up with me because I don't want to do this alone. He thinks I'm doing it for sure, or I told him, give me a few days to think about it. So we could do it, but I have some thoughts on that, but we'll share them later. Ronaldino is asking, how's life in the countryside? Are you fully settled in, or do you still miss city life? I definitely miss city life, but I get to experience the city once a week. So currently, one day in the week, usually a Saturday, I go into in the city, and most of the times I just take photos for myself, do a little bit of street photography. I rarely shoot videos when I go out on Saturdays because I want to take photos. Sometimes I film videos, but yeah, this year I had a lot of content that I filmed on different days and also in my archive. Like the last video you hopefully saw, the interview I did with Nina Welch-Kling. That was a video that we filmed last year, November. And only in December this year I was able to finally finish it. So there are a few more of those videos coming. Sorry for those of you who are not into these long form interview formats, but I have one more coming with Nikita Teryoshin, which should be the next one. Hopefully in January or February I can post it. Yeah, but other than that, country life is good. I enjoy being able to retreat here, have a quiet life, and then go into the city and experience a busy life again. Not that I'm not busy here, but it is good. But I also miss the city. How much of an influence was Eric Kim on you? Would you ever like to interview him? Question from Anthony. Good question. I was heavily influenced by Eric Kim. Eric, I how do I say? I was never a fan of him. Like, I never really connected to him as a person, his character. I thought he was a little strange and strange guy, but I didn't mind him. But I appreciated how he interviewed other photographers who are not so well known, but maybe known in the street photography scene. And then when he was doing videos, I'm sure you remember if you know him, he made these very crappy, low quality interviews using a very old generation GoPro, sitting at a cafe in front of another street photographer and just asking questions. And I really enjoyed watching that because at that time I was discovering street photography and I wanted to hear more about other people doing it. Nowadays you go on YouTube and everyone who does a little bit of photography content on YouTube is also doing street photography in their way. So there's so much content already, so much information. But yeah, when he was doing it, there weren't many other than, maybe we can give a shout out here to Street Hunter. Street Hunters? Street Hunter. Another OG street photography channel. And recently, they did a video again after over 10 years. I'm going to try to find it here for you and show it to you. So if you want to see some old school street photography content. Okay, I found it. Also, I have the screen here where I can share my browser. This channel was another one of these old street photography channels I was watching. Street Hunters. I'm not subscribed here because I'm not logged in, but I am subscribed to them. And they just 2 weeks ago did a podcast episode. So yeah, maybe subscribe to them and see if there's new content coming. And you can see here Richard Bram video on the street and all these interviews 5 years ago. But some videos go back to like over 10 years ago. Yeah. So that was the kind of content I was watching when I was starting. And if Eric Kim wants to be interviewed, why not? I actually reached out to him once for an On the Street with episode, but his assistant, which was probably his wife, I don't know if he has an assistant still, said he's busy. Did you ever fix your leaking basement or figured it out? Question from Jared. Yes, many different reasons for that, but we figured it out. It's okay. We have still some water dropping from water pipes, which is a different story. It never ends, but so far it's mostly dry in our basement. Okay, on to the first topic. So I'm trying to answer your questions while I'm also talking about the topics I want to discuss here. My channel status. Let's look at my channel. So if you're watching this live stream, then you're probably subscribed, which means you know my channel. But I think if people discover my channel, then they might be a little bit confused. What is this guy doing on YouTube? Or maybe that's the impression I get, because if you look at my thumbnails, it's like all over the place. And the content is like, okay, 40 minutes interview. Before that, vlog style video in the city doing street photography. Then there's a 1 year later gear review, which, you know, you can do anytime. 1 hour travel vlog. And then, you know, my On the Street with series, which I'm doing on a yearly basis now, it seems. Which is just because I take so much time editing. Siegfried Hansen is what I posted last year. Oh, hopefully I don't share audio here. Okay. Yeah, so I think there's no like red line on my channel. I don't know. I enjoy it. I experienced, or I learned that on YouTube, in order to be successful, you have to have one good format and then stick to that. That's how you grow. And maybe I should do that just to grow. But will I enjoy it? I don't know. I don't enjoy doing one thing all the time, all over again, you know? I enjoy my On the Street episodes, and what else do I have? I think that's my only consistent format. But I do it, you know, once a year. I wouldn't have the energy to do it that much. So yeah, there are so many channels on YouTube who are doing well because they just do the same content that works. Whoops. And that gives them all the views and all the subs. And as long as it is fun, why not? But I would just get bored. And I like to experiment. So, I mean, this year I did this critique video with Tim Wynn, which I enjoyed doing. It is totally not the usual type of content I do. I love being outside and making videos outside while I'm taking photos. That didn't change so much so far. I will always do videos outside unless I just can't, or I do a live stream. Then of course I'm going to be indoors. But what I enjoy is doing videos outside. Yeah, but I feel like my channel is becoming more and more random, which I guess is okay because I go through phases. Everyone goes through phases, right? Since my son was born, I wasn't really able to travel as much as I used to. And I know, you know, if I look at my other YouTube colleagues, they're traveling, you know, 15 countries a year, and that's cool. And I could have done the same if I didn't decide to become a father, you know. But sometimes you decide, you know, what's important, and then some things have to take a back seat. So I'm not how do you say? I'm happy with my channel, but it could do better, and I know it could do better. And what can I say? YouTube also is trying to push you doing certain things, which I don't like. For example, if you have a sponsored video or a video with a lot of ads, it will get pushed out more because usually if someone does a sponsored video, there's more effort in it, right? So YouTube knows, oh, this person did put more effort in it. So if you share it to more people, it looks more professional, looks more highly produced. Whereas when you do like when I travel to Paris and just vlog it on my action camera with no sponsor attached, YouTube might not share it to a lot of people because it looks amateur and is not commercially interesting maybe. By the way, I did three sponsored videos this year. All of them were just lenses provided to me to make a review, which lenses don't feed my family. So technically I made $0 or euros with sponsored content this year. Show me another channel with 150,000 subscribers who does 0 paid sponsorships. I know it's stupid. I should do more because I would need the money, especially this year, buying a new heater for the house. I could have needed that money, but it's difficult because I'm very picky. And I even regret some of the past partnerships I did. I'm not going to say any names, but I probably did them because I liked them, I supported them, I used their services or products, but now maybe I wouldn't recommend it anymore. So yeah. Also because I'm a Ricoh GR ambassador, no other camera brand wants to give me stuff to try out, which makes it harder to do something relevant. Sorry, I don't want to complain here. But I have my YouTube members, and I'm also going to use Patreon again, which is one of the reasons why I can do it. Not that that pays a lot, but I rather have people support me and not do sponsored videos, because I think especially this year, if you've been on YouTube a lot, you might have noticed that there were some, how do you say, controversies, there were some controversial things happening around sponsorships with other creators, and I was just watching it from the outside because I was not the one paid to fly to Japan and stuff like that. So yeah, people are more aware now, and I think there are people also annoyed by ads, and I can understand. And whenever I do a gear video, people say, you know, oh, you do this for the money, blah, 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 blah. But that's okay. Boris is saying, man, I know you since you had short hair and seen all your content. Just checked. What do you mean short hair? I have short hair since 2022. Then I cut my hair. Okay, maybe before that. Why was I talking about sponsorships? Oh yeah. And so for 2025, I don't know if I should do more sponsorships or not. I'm not getting the offers that I would like to. Hasselblad isn't calling me. But that's another story. But I will still accept offers from interesting products that I'm curious about. I wrote down a page of rules for myself, like rules for YouTube for next year. And one of the rules was that I'm only going to review and showcase products if I am curious about them, or if I know that I'm interested in them. I have to be interested in them. That's the number one requirement. And then if I'm not 100% interested in it, I would ask myself, would that be interesting to use it? And would it be interesting content? Maybe, you know, I don't know. Cannot come up with something now on the spot, but so I might still accept some lens offers or something if they're interesting, and if I know it could be interesting for you guys also to see that. But in terms of paid sponsorships, it's difficult. It has to be a service, a product that I'm 100% using already, and yeah, it's hard. I don't use Squarespace, and yeah, what can I say? Okay, but it's fine. I'm doing some work for Ricoh, which I guess you could say is kind of similar. But that's not on my channel mainly. None of the videos I'm doing on my channel with Ricoh content is paid by Ricoh, by the way. This is all just up to me. But I do videos, of course, commissioned videos for them, for their channel. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's okay, but because of that, my growth of on this channel in this year was quite slow. And that's I guess how it has to be. And I told this to my YouTube members in the recent vlog, member vlog, that because I'm doing did less videos this year and had not a consistency in terms of formats, I had unfortunately a little bit of a AdSense dip, which means less money coming in from the channel, which was a little bit of a wake-up call, but it's okay. It's not I can still, you know, survive, but it's nothing like it should be. Okay. Eunice says, I'm new in Munich and would love Hangouts if you are around. Yeah, I have plans doing, that's something I wanted to talk later, but about my plans for 2025. I have plans to do workshops outside of Hamburg. I'm doing workshops in Hamburg, street photography workshops, which I really enjoy doing. This year I did a few of them, and they're so much fun for me, and I'm sure for my participants as well. And I want to do, these are one-on-ones, but I want to do group workshops in different cities in Germany, then maybe in Europe, and who knows if I can find enough people interested in workshops outside of the EU. Maybe I might even go, I don't know, to the US or Asia, but I can't say for sure. I'm starting in January. I'm going to come up with a list, and then I'm going to post it. And if I find enough people, then yeah, I might do it. But I'm going to start in Germany, then go outside of Germany. But there's probably a very high chance I'm going to do one in Munich, because I think through some connection I have in Munich, I could arrange a space that's just planned in my head. But yeah, Munich, if that happens, maybe I stay for a weekend, and then maybe I shoot for myself the next day. And so yeah, look out for that. Okay. So enough talk about what I think about my channel. Now let me share my the content strategy for 2025. So what you're watching right now is a live stream, and I think for people who catch the stream live, it's fun. You can ask me questions. It's kind of, you know, hopefully engaging for you guys. But for everyone who missed the live stream, it's kind of boring to rewatch it, right? I guess. But I want to do these kind of live streams. So exactly what I'm doing right now. I want to do this every Sunday, maybe. And I might do some photo editing, I guess. So for example, here I have Photoshop open. But I want to do these some photos from kind of live yesterday. Streams. So exactly what I'm doing right now. And what I usually do I want to do this time of the day, which is every Sunday, 9 p.m. here in Germany. I edit photos from the weekend. I might do some photo editing. So I guess, so for example, every Sunday I will do a stream like this where I want to do these some photos kind of my yesterday. So exactly what I'm doing right now. And what I usually do I want to do this time of the day, which is every Sunday, 9 p.m. And then we talk about in Germany. I edit photos from the weekend, but maybe I might do some photo video about it, I guess. So for example, every Sunday I will do a stream like this where I want to do these some photos kind of like yesterday. So exactly what I'm doing right now. What I usually do I want to do this time of the day, which is every Sunday, 9 p.m. we talk about in Germany. And I edit photos from the weekend, weekly streams. I'm going to photo video about it. So for example, every Sunday I will do a stream like this, but I want to do in a playlist photos kind of like yesterday. So exactly what I'm doing right now. What I usually do I want this time of the day, which is back to my channel here. So on the channel you have this live tab where you can see all the public streams and you can rewatch them. But if I'm going to unlist these streams, they are not going to appear here, which is fine because I only want to live streams to stay on the channel that have a topic. And you can see that my Ricoh GS3 streams that I did when the GS3 came out, they are still, I mean, 100,000 views for a 3-hour live stream is not bad, right? I mean, over the span of 5 years, but I think if a stream has a topic, it can stay on the channel. It could stay relevant. But for these update streams, I'm going to put them unlisted, make a playlist and put them on my channel here. So that's my first idea. I don't know what time would be a good idea. I think Sunday is a good idea because it's the end of the week. Sunday is my family day, but once my son is in bed, I'm editing photos anyways. So it's low effort. Oh. You couldn't hear me? No audio? Audio's looping. Oh. Oh. Hello, hello. You couldn't hear? Hello, hello. Is it better now? I think I had one audio stream here on. Double audio. Do you still have double audio now? Do we still have double audio? Hello, 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 hello. Don't open Photoshop. Yeah, when I switch to my Photoshop scene here on OBS, my streaming software, there was one more audio source open. Okay, so it should be fine even if I'm in Photoshop now. All good. Okay. Sorry guys. So shit, I have to repeat everything I said. Okay. So basically I was saying yeah, one of my ideas for next year, starting January, is to do a weekly live stream like I do now, where there's no real topic. Or maybe there might be a topic, but what I want to do is every Sunday evening when my son is asleep, I edit photos anyways, photos from the weekend, and then we could do a stream where we just chat about things. Maybe something happened in the week, there was a new release or some topic was discussed in the photography world, then we can talk about it, and it's all in this live stream and I'm just editing my photos. So because I'm doing this anyways, yeah, it could be just a fun way to connect. And I feel like my channel is missing a little bit of the community, the community aspect that I was more heavily doing before COVID. You know, street critique, and I did way more streams, and I think at the moment I have nothing community related on my channel, and I can feel how it creates this distance where my videos are not connecting to you personally, maybe because you don't know what's going on. You see a video from 1 year ago, like the Nina Welchkling interview, and it doesn't say anything about what I'm doing right now, and for all you know, it could be edited by a different person. Maybe I was kidnapped, so you don't know. I think by tuning in here into this channel every week and make this very consistent, so the same time of the day, so that you always know, oh, it's 9 p.m. Samuel's streaming again. Let's see. I'm not sure which time is best, because 9 p.m. is obviously not the best for everyone. I think for US people it's like in the morning, which is I think is fine for you guys in the US, but Asia won't be able to catch this stream. But I can stream earlier because then I'm with my family. I think we have to make this sacrifice. You Asians have to make this sacrifice for me, sorry. And then once I end these streams, I'm going to, now that I have to show it again, I'm going to make them unlisted and make a playlist on my channel. So you can still watch it if you miss it, but I'm not going to leave it as a public video. And here are all the public videos. And I think I was saying that when a live stream has a topic, then they can even stay relevant over the years. You can see here my Rico GS3 streams, even though they are 3 hours long, they got almost 100,000 views by now, which is crazy for 3 hour stream. Okay, it was, throughout 5 years, but I think when a stream has a topic, it will still be discoverable. Whereas when I do something like this, where I talk about updates, it's not that interesting for the general public. Not something you search for. So yeah, my weekly streams, I'm going to put them unlisted on my channel so you can still see them. But I want to do this. And then make my videos outside and post them as regular content, of course. Dan remembered waking up at 3 a.m. in the morning for the Street Critique live sessions. Yeah, it was very hard to. This is we can talk about it now. Street Critique. If you don't know this, if you are new to this channel, I mean new means if you discovered my channel when COVID happened, then you might not have seen the Street Critique lives. They are all available here for members, but I put them on private or for members only because streams used to, negatively impact the performance of your regular videos. That's why I had to make them private or for members only. Nowadays, YouTube changed a little bit, and I think it's okay to leave streams on the channel. But 3 years ago, when I was doing Street Critique, it was great fun. I enjoyed it. But, Jason, my co-host, and we had to always find the right time, and it became more and more challenging because he was getting busier, I was getting busier, and he's in New York, I'm in Germany, and we had no consistent streaming date. And I'm not sure if I want to do the same format again. Sorry, I can't show you this how it looks like, but you can see it in the thumbnail here. It was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed doing them. We had guests on the show. Here we had, Lorenzo Catena was here as a guest critiquer, guest. Yeah. Jim Reed. I had Sean Tucker on here, Lukas Spalka, Matthias Wasig. It was fun, but I'm probably not going to do the same format again because, as I said in the beginning, I have if I do something, I have to be interested in it. And in the beginning, it was fun. We gave us a challenge each month to photograph a theme. That was fun, but then suddenly only the same people would always submit, and we would get to know the people who submitted, so we weren't that objective anymore, and it started to become a little bit too repetitive, and unfortunately, it started to also lose a little bit of that fun for me looking at the work, because sometimes there was interesting work, but a lot of the times it was a little repetitive, let's say. And I was more interested in doing other things, so but talking again about this weekly live stream thing, you remember this probably. Wait, Samuel Street Live Show. Do you remember this? I might combine the Street Live Show I did, which had 2 episodes. Let's find it. Here. I did 2 episodes. The Samuel Street Live Show. I love this format and I wanted to continue it, but I was filming it with a green screen in my son's room, but now he needs that room and it's also full with stuff, so I can't use it anymore. And I have not enough space to have a table in the frame with a green screen behind me. Even here on this desk, I couldn't do it. I have not enough space. And it's too much work to set this set up. So unless I can rent a studio space someday, I can't really do this on a regular basis. But I loved making them and I loved editing them because... And look at the performance. 100,000 views on each of them. That's crazy. For a video where I'm just sitting at the table and talking about some news. So what I might want to do is... sorry if I'm blasting you with this commercial. What I might want to do is do a little bit of mix of street critique and street live show, but do it live once a month, or maybe I call the Sunday stream street live show, and we do a little bit of news and a little bit of editing and a little bit of critiquing. I don't know, maybe it's too chaotic. yeah, I should have continued this series because I'm sure I would have done well for my channel. My channel could have benefited from it. Look how nice it looks with the Café Central background that I just used. I don't know if I'm even allowed to use it. I took a photo in Vienna at this cafe and I used it as my background. And if you look closely, you can see, like, you know, Bruce Gillen walking in the background or things moving. Yeah. Okay. So I have to, work with what I have at my disposal, and I don't have a room to do this anymore. But maybe I will incorporate it in a live stream format. And then if there is in a section that is interesting, let's say TikTok street photographers, I talk about it here on a live stream, then we could do it like this. You know, I start with, hey everyone, welcome to another video. Today I want to talk about TikTok street photographers. And then we pretend that we are doing a video, but it's actually live. Then later I can cut that section, put it on my channel, or make a short out of it. That would be another idea to utilize live streaming. Okay. So yeah, I saw a few comments saying that sounds like a good idea. I'm just going to try it. This is one thing that is fairly easy to do. I have my light here set up now, and my camera here that's always on my desktop. I don't need to do much. And I know a lot of people also hate live streams, and it can actually, when I look back at my previous live streams, every time I lost one subscriber. I never gained subscribers. But I'm not doing it to grow my channel. I want to do it to connect with the existing subscribers. Yeah, reaction. Yeah, Jenny here saying reaction stream is always good for algorithm. Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, this is another thing. You know, if you have suggestions for stuff we can react to, let's say I don't know, let's watch a Pfizer Westcott video. I don't know. Just, you know, you recommend a video to me and we watch it together and we discuss it. It could be something we could do. Or you post a link in the live chat and I open it up. Or what I also would love to do, if we are bored, we could review websites. You send me your websites and we look at the website and I critique it. And, you know, give some tips on how to make a website. I don't know. We can be creative. Yeah, Living Word Media saying it's what most YouTubers do nowadays. They just sit down for 3-4 hours and cover a variety of topics and then cut them down. Yeah, I don't want to become, you know, a channel who's just doing the minimal effort in order to get views and do whatever is trendy. So I'm just going to do it because I have the time on Sunday evening to do it. So, okay. What else do I plan? Yeah, it's I don't know. About time, 9 p.m. maybe. I think 9 p.m. German time. So I hope that's fine for you guys. Okay, then I want to do more road trip videos. I mean, road trips in general, they're just good for my soul. I did only one last year. Or did I even do one last year? I did one in 2023. The Denmark road trip. Yeah, I want to do that kind of content because I think a road trip is always fun, even to watch, even if you're not you know, part of it. By watching it and you never know what's going to happen. So I want to do that because it's fun, it's good for my soul. I enjoy doing that, and David and I we want to do that. In the beginning of this year we are considering going to Poland or maybe Denmark again. So we have to see. But I think in terms of content for this channel, I think that's interesting to watch, right? You want to see, you know, what's going to happen. And then if you say, you know, we have a goal on this road trip, we want to go to I don't know, less known areas in Poland and do some urban, small town street photography. Who knows what's going to happen? I think that's very exciting, and it's good for it's yeah, I think that's probably something we should do. I'm also in the process right now suggesting project ideas to Rico for their channel, and one of the ideas is to do a road trip series where I do road trips with other GR photographers. But that's just me selfishly wanting to do more road trips and finding a way to get paid for it. But if they are not sending me out, then I'm going to send myself out. Yeah, okay. And then then I can edit the photos from the road trip in the live stream, and you can, you know, get more from it, out of it. That's one more idea. And then in terms of formats, I think I'm going to try to not care too much about what YouTube wants me to do and just see where it goes. Obviously, if my channel shrinks in terms of views, then it will be more difficult to sustain it, because I have, unfortunately, in order to keep this channel alive, I have to make some kind of income out of it. Otherwise, I have to get a real job. Not saying I'm not working outside of YouTube, but I'm doing work for Rico and some freelance jobs. But the YouTube channel needs a lot of time and attention, and I don't really make money from my videos anymore. So yeah, I have to find a way to keep this alive, but I still want to do what I want to do, even though it might not be financially the best choice. So for example, my last Christmas street photography vlog, that type of content is fairly easy to make, and I can still concentrate on taking photos, but also share a little bit of the process. So let's say I do more workshops next year. Maybe I take a day to do a video like this one here in that city. Could be a format. Oh man, all these ads. I have YouTube Premium, but I don't want to be logged in to my YouTube account when I'm sharing here on this stream. Yeah. And some of you tell me all the time that you miss these videos where I hang out with other photographers, and I miss those old times, you know. You guys remember Bello, my homie Bello, who is a distant homie now, because we haven't talked in over half a year, I think. Because he's not really taking photos anymore. He's busy with other things. So things change. And I can't travel that much anymore. So I'm not meeting my friends in London or in Japan, because I'm not I wasn't able to be in Japan the past 3 years. 3 or even 4. So, no, that's not true. The past 2 years. Speaking of Japan and plans for 2025, my wife and I are working hard on the second child. So whenever that happens, whenever she gets pregnant, we will start planning to move to Japan just for the period of the pregnancy, or for the delivery, and then stay for half a year or a year. But we don't know when is the right time. But that would be the best time, because she would be on maternity leave, so she can afford to stay away from her work, and I can work wherever. So that would be something that is something that could happen. no promises. But if that happens, obviously the content changes again. I can meet my friends in Japan, and the YouTube algorithm is happy again. Because YouTube loves Japan content. I'm kind of fed up with all the YouTubers going to Japan because they just treat it like Disneyland, and yeah, for me it's getting boring and repetitive. But when I'm in Japan, I have specific plans what I want to do, a personal project I want to do also. So we will see. That's something that could happen. Why is my nose always itching when I'm live streaming? Odds, what's up, Odds? Grüße an Bello, werde ich ausrichten. Some workshop style videos for Patreon would be nice. Oh, okay. I haven't considered that, but sounds like a good idea. I do something similar on my German channel. I don't know if you know my German channel. Samuel German Live. Which is a channel that I have a lot of fun with. And oh, I'm not sharing. That's my German channel. I'm uploading quite frequently, but because it's very low effort. But I sometimes do videos that are kind of like workshop videos. For example, here I shared photos from a 4-hour workshop, so half-day workshop, and I share all the locations and show why we took the photos we took and what happened, and I even go into some composition details here. Where is it? Talk a little bit about compositional techniques, and it's fun. I enjoy doing that, but I never considered doing that for Patreon or members. But yeah, maybe I should do that. I think it's too niche for the public to do this as regular content, even though I think it's interesting, probably. I used to watch other photographers do these dissecting, or how to say, analyzing their work and showing what's behind it. Yeah, maybe I will do that. Maybe that's a good idea. Speaking of Patreon, it's activated again. I stopped Patreon because it was a little bit difficult to seamlessly share my YouTube videos. And it was a little annoying having to work on 2 platforms. So I decided to only do YouTube membership. But then YouTube takes way more money, which is not fair for me, but also not fair for people who want to support me, because most of the money goes to Google. Not everyone wants that. And I got some people reaching out to me asking why I'm not at least offering Patreon as an alternative. So yeah, I have a Patreon now that's live, and I'm going to upload a playlist of all my member videos on my main channel, so that you can still see them even if you're not a member on my YouTube channel, which is, also fine. For example, here I have a playlist. Where is it? I have a playlist here, member-only videos. You can see what I'm posting, but you can only watch it as a member. I'm going to make them all unlisted, and then make a playlist and post it on Patreon, so I can at least see that. Yeah, I'm sure there's a link under the stream to go direct link. I also posted a little intro video. Oh, okay. You have to watch it when you're logged in. So that's something I'm going to utilize next year more heavily, and then post exactly the same member content on YouTube and Patreon. And then maybe, as you suggested, who was it? Let me see. Can't find that comment again, but whoever suggested these workshop style videos for Patreon sounds like a good idea. Maybe I will include that. Okay, enough plugging. Oops. Samuel Deutschleben. Yeah, if you would translate my channel name, then it would be Samuel. No, it would be Straßenleben. Okay, what else is planned for 2025 in terms of my YouTube channel? I think that's basically it. More project-based content. Yeah, I might do some videos around personal projects I'm doing, just because I want to work. This year I took a lot of time to work on personal projects, which I'm going to continue doing this year, but also I want to find a way documenting it and maybe make content around it, which is difficult because I'm by myself and I can't vlog when I'm with a group of people who just is getting used to me and me taking photos of them. So it's a little bit difficult. Okay, that concludes all my plans for YouTube. I'm just going to see how it goes. Obviously, there's going to be some content around one exciting product, or maybe more. I'm not going to say more about that. Okay, other plans for 2025 outside of YouTube. Already talked about second child probably coming, more on-location workshops. Oh yeah, photo fair, Excel photo fair in London in March 2025. I will be there. Let me find it on Google. Never heard about it, but seems to be a very big fair. And Rico wants me to do some presentations like I did in Paris this year. So if you want to meet me in London in March, here's the website. It's going to be 8th to 11th March. I will be at the Rico booth, probably the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's going to be intense. Paris was already intense, but I heard Excel, this photo fair, is going to break me. After each day I'm going to be dead because there's so many people. But it's also fun. And I'm going to do a presentation, probably update a little bit, and we can hang out. So yeah, come to London, see me in March. What else? Yeah, living in Japan a little while, maybe. I already talked about that. Oh yeah, I don't want to swear, make a book already. Yeah, wait, let me show you something. So I'm still working on my first real book. I still have here little prints, and I'm back at how do you say, at the starting point. I'm sitting on so many photos. This is just one chapter. One chapter of a 3-chapter thick, or 3 books in a series. We will see. But this is just one chapter. 2 more of these. It's about 2020, COVID, moving out of the city, countryside, living in the countryside, switching to more documentary approach in photography, becoming a father. So basically like a little bit of dealing with new beginnings, life and death and hopelessness and hope, and all trying to make sense out of these images I took in that time. And I'm now making these dummy books for myself after I find the final sequence. And I talk about this every year, and every year I have no update. But you know what? Even though I feel pressured and under pressure to finally finish it, I want to finish it when it's done. I don't want to finish it and then just to finish it. But I made a little bit of progress this year. I found 2 printing houses. I still have to visit them, but they seem to be the best option for me at the moment. They are in a 30-minute distance from me. I mean, 30-minute car ride, so it's a different city. But it was recommended to me by other photographers, and I have a option B, publishing house in Hamburg. So I want to at least work on my book next year. If I'm not finishing it, I want to make some zines, because I want to have like certain chapters of my life and photography journey. I want it printed, And I want it so that I have it printed, and not only on my hard drives. Not even talking about selling them. It's just I want them for myself. And then we will see if I can. Of course, I'm going to sell them. If I think it's good, then I will sell it. I should stop promising things that I can't keep. But it's okay. But I want to do it. So at least let me have this plan, and if it's up to me if I can fulfill it. Okay, yeah, personal projects, I talked about it. And then GR4 ... No other comment. Okay, next topic. So we are at my last topic is what gear did I buy this year? And what is my current setup? What am I using? How did my philosophy to camera gear change? Because this year, also last year a little bit, I stopped being curious about other gear. Maybe I did a few lens reviews or tested, the Pentax 17 when it came out. I made a review, but honestly, it's not a camera for me. So I did it because, I'm working with Ricoh. They are also Pentax. So why not do a video about it? It is exciting to have a film camera made in 2024. But I didn't really experiment with gear that much. Yeah, Anthony is saying, gear. Finally, we are talking about gear. Honestly, I'm not that. I don't want to say I cured my gear acquisition syndrome, which everyone has, and I think you can never get out of it. But the only thing that really gave me gas this year was, of course, I'm not. I don't have it here around me. Where is it? The only piece of gear that gave me a little bit of gas, but it actually improved my workflow is the DJI Action 5, the action camera that came out this year. My GoPros failed, and I missed having a little action camera. If you remember potato vlogs, all these videos I did with my GoPro, I wanted to do something similar, which I did in Paris, if you've seen that vlog, or my Christmas vlog. And the DJI Action 5, it's amazing how much it doesn't look like an action cam, and you can control so much. Even if the light is bad, you just turn off stabilization, put it somewhere or on a tripod, and then lower the shutter speed, and you have a clean image. So you don't really need to bring a bigger camera for vlogging anymore. You can just use these newer action cameras. So I like it a lot, and that was one thing I bought this year, the only new camera I bought. But I still bought a few more things this year, but they are just adding to my existing kit. So here I have two things I bought this year. In the beginning of this year, I bought a Nikon Z7 secondhand, obviously, because it's like, 5 years old, 4 years old. And I have this zoom lens 24-70 f4. This is amazing all-rounder lens for even for street photography. This exact setup here is my, how do you say this? Is my camera for archiving, for archive photos from my city. I go around and often take photos of construction sites, stores that are soon disappearing. So I want high resolution, and I don't know what kind of focal length I'm going to use, because I might need a wide and I might need a detail. So this is amazing. It's weather sealed. If it rains heavily, I go out with this. So these are two things I bought this year, both of them secondhand. But I also bought the Z7 as a backup backup to my D850. Hello, D850. Yes, it still exists. I still use my DSLR. Yeah, if you remember my videos I did with the D850 in 2022. Yeah, it was 22 or already 2 years ago. Crazy. I started using this camera for street photography, but also I bought it for the purpose of doing more photo jobs. And I've been doing a bunch of jobs shooting with the D850 and also doing personal projects. So why did I buy this Z7? Because it's basically a mirrorless D850 with crappy autofocus. This one, the D850, is still better when it comes to focusing, but it is smaller, it is lighter. I can adapt Leica M lenses to it, so I'm also using it for street photography a lot. Actually, I use it quite a lot. Like maybe it's my most used camera at the moment. Obviously, the camera I bought last year, ZF, is also being used quite a lot. And I like bringing two cameras. Yes, maybe it's heavy, but especially when I shoot, I don't know, some protest or there's an event in the city, Christmas parade, then I like to go with two cameras. And usually I have a 28 or 40. So, but as you can see, I'm a Nikon photographer. Nikon, sorry, for those who care about correct pronunciation. But yeah, since I bought the D850 in 2021, I kept using this system. And I can use all the lenses on all bodies except on the D850, but I can still use the F-mount lenses adapted on my mirrorless cameras. So, and as a pro, you need a backup of your gear. So I wanted to have a backup for my D850. Once that fails, I can use the Z7. And then I have my ZF for just as a second camera body. Obviously, always using my Ricoh GRs, Ricoh GR3X, most used GR from my GRs. Still use the GR28 a lot, but I don't have it here near me. But when I don't want to carry a lot of gear, I carry my GR3X and my GR328. So I have 28 and 40 always. And that's just how I like to shoot. And I do the same with my Nikons. 28 usually on the ZF. No, yeah, usually on the ZF or the Z7, and a 40 on the other. And sometimes I bring the Z7 with the zoom lens and a GR3X. So I can change my setup, you know? Or use the ZF and my GR3. But I'm very happy. I couldn't be happier. I'm absolutely satisfied. The only thing I might want to buy for these systems are more lenses, but I'm pretty much covered. I have a 70-200 f4 f-mount lens that I sometimes have to use for my personal projects or events. Yeah, this, by the way, is my most recent purchase. I know my camera isn't focusing right now. This is crazy. This is a wide-angle zoom, 18-35, 3.5 to 4.5, so variable aperture. Internal zoom, 18 millimeters and 35. Crazy sharp, even on the D850. And guess how much I paid for this? In like a extremely good condition. It's weather sealed. I think it used to be 700 or 800 euros when it was new. And I found it for 180 euro for a pro lens, weather sealed, which is crazy sharp from center to corner if you stop down. But I don't care about light because this is like a flash setup or a landscape setup, and I stop down my lenses to f4 most of the time anyways. Oops. Haven't used this lens much yet, but I wanted to have something wide that I can use for flash photography, because 28 sometimes is not wide enough. Yeah, so that's my current photography setup, and the Z mount is so flexible. I can use like M mount lenses, which I also enjoy a lot, and maybe if there are some M mount lenses that I might acquire in the next years, but in terms of the system I have right now, I couldn't be happier. It's all working for me, and all the personal projects I shot, they really, that was like kind of like a training for me to get to know my gear. And now I know my cameras in and out, and I think it's very important to keep using one system or one camera a lot and use it a lot, so that you can get to know how to use it and manipulate it on the spot. If you always change gear, which I did a lot during the pandemic because it was fun, I was bored, then you always have to readjust. I can easily switch between my Ricos and my Nikons because it's not a hard adjustment, difficult adjustment for me. Anthony is saying, stop pretending, we all know you lost after the Leica SL3. Nah, I'm good. I'm quite happy with the ergonomics I have. Well, except the ZF, but Nikon has pretty good ergonomics compared to Leica, I think. Yeah, but you know, now because I'm so satisfied with my setup, there's no need for me to explore other setups. Of course, it is kind of intriguing, yeah, to make a video about, you know, oh, I'm trying this new camera, and oh, I'm kind of interested to see this Sony setup, or I don't know, Hasselblad sent me this 100 megapixel camera. Oh, I'm kind of curious to see how it works on the street, even though I know 99% of my audience will never buy one because they can't afford it. So why should I do a video about it? And I personally wouldn't use it for street. So, and I tried. I can appreciate, you know, Matt Day, he did a video, he got a Hasselblad camera from Hasselblad, and I think he even told them he was going to sell it after he's done with the video. And they said, fine, do it. Because usually it's not allowed. If you get camera gear for free, I mean, you get camera gear, in return you make a video, they don't want you to sell it because it's usually not a production unit, and they want you to use it, and yeah, you are not allowed to sell it. So you can't really make money when you get free gear. But if Hasselblad would approach me, then I would say I'm only going to do it if I can sell it afterwards. Then I might do it. But other than that, I have no interest in it. I think for me it's a boring camera. A friend of mine, good friend of mine, has two. Had two. He had the one that looks like retro, like the 50C, or what is this model? You know what I mean. The one that looks like a film camera. And now he has the X2D, the one that almost everyone is now using, and it works for him. I tried it. For me it was kind of like meh. I mean, they're nice looking cameras, but I'd much rather have something that is like fast and responsive, and I don't even need 45 megapixels. I'm absolutely fine with 24. Big Stories asks if I still have my ZF. I just showed it here. I still have it. Okay, that's enough gear talk. Yeah, so the only kind of gear videos I'm going to do is if I'm using something for a shoot or using one of these cameras, then I'm going to talk about it maybe in the video. I talked about my Nikon settings in my ZF video. That was a video I wanted to do, but there isn't much more that I can say. And yeah, maybe if there are some interesting lenses coming out and I can use them on my cameras, which is highly likely because you can even adapt Sony lenses on Z-mount cameras. It's pretty wild. So I'm flexible now in that way. Okay, wait, we have a member question here. Are you planning to reprint the Kyushu road trip book? Oh, no, unfortunately not. Alex and I, we have not planned to do one. I mean, you are the first one asking this, so I don't know if we get 50 requests, or we have to make sure that if we do another print run, then we are also going to sell them. Otherwise, we are going to make a loss by doing that. I'm not sure if we are doing. I'm not going to say never, because never say never. but it's not planned. Okay, let me read some of the comments here. Like a Q343. Nope! I hope Nikon makes a Z7 III with the same 45 megapixel sensor, but upgraded features. Yeah, I think they are at a difficult position at the moment. They have too many similar cameras, right? The Z8 has 45 megapixels. I think they're going to do either... I think they're going to not do the Z7 line anymore. They will probably say, just get a Z8. Or they're going to make a Z7 Mark III, but it's going to have 60 megapixels or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. If they do a 60 megapixel Z7 Mark III, I wouldn't be interested in it. I would be interested in a smaller Z8, so a Z7 with 45 megapixels, but upgraded AF. That would be interesting for me. Ricoh monochrome. Yeah, that would be nice. Which lenses do you like the best when taking street photos? I mean, I talked about them already, but I have two setups for... I have different setups for manual focusing and different setups for autofocusing. I don't know if I should get lenses now, but basically it is... most of the time it's the LiPo 28 1.4 on my ZF or my Z7 as my 28 manual focus lens. And then I might have... Usually when I do manual focus, I bring an autofocus GR with me as a second body. So if I go out with this camera and this lens, I'm probably going to bring a GR3X because it's 40 equivalent. But if I use a manual focus 40, which I also have, 40mm f2.8 from Voigtlander, or I also have the 41.2, that's more like a special lens, then I might bring a GR3 to complement the setup. I also used the two budget prime lenses from Nikon, the 40 f2 and the 28 2.8. I use the 28 2.8 less nowadays. I might even sell it, to be honest, because I don't really use it. But I like the 40, even though it's not so sharp, but it's okay. It's good. It's weather sealed enough also to use it outside. And then when I'm lazy, I'm using this lens, 24-70 f4, and yeah, you can do everything with that. I like also lenses that have character. That's why I also like manual focus lenses. That's basically it. Oh, we have another one voting for a reprint of the road trip book. Yeah, we will see. And pre-order, yes, I think next time. So that's what I'm going to do when I'm going to release books or zines myself. Because last times we did it through Alex. He did all the shipping and the online shop and stuff like that. But next time I'm going to do it, I have to do it with pre-ordering. Otherwise, I can't just put the money in first. I would have to know that people are actually going to buy it. So next time I'm going to do pre-order for sure. Looking forward to Pentax K1 Mark III. I mean, never really used the K1s. And I heard K1 Mark III is kind of expected to be next. Everyone is waiting. Pentax is not that interesting to me anymore because although I still have two Pentax lenses, old lenses, their system is, I don't know, it's a little limited. Limited. It's kind of funny if you know Pentax because their lenses, their pro lenses are called limited. They have this limited line of lenses. They're fine, but actually the monochrome I tried, the K3 Mark III monochrome was a lot of fun. And they're robust cameras, but in terms of, I don't know, lens options and autofocus and other convenient things, it's better to look outside, I think. Unless you're a landscape photographer and you really love adapting the entire lineup of Pentax lenses. Oh, Mike says he just bought the Voigtlander 40 f2 for his D850. Yes, I also still have mine, which is a great lens for the D850. Looks a little stupid, attached to this FTZ adapter, but it's still a very great lens, and actually sharper than Nikon's 40 f2. And it has a great character. What time is it? Oh, 1.5 hours. Okay, I streamed for 1.5 hours. I think I'm going to slowly wrap the stream up. I want to check if I missed any comments, questions. You should review the Voigtlander 51.0. Yeah, I was offered a very good deal for that lens with a great discount for brand new 51.0, and it was tempting. It looks amazing from what I've seen. 50 is just not a focal length that I really use a lot. I guess if I would use it for portraits, it would be a great option. But at the end, I decided to get the 41.2. It's for me, it's more versatile for what I do. What do you think about the magenta shift with the Leica M11? I recently saw a video where someone was talking about it. I didn't know that it has a magenta shift. I'm not the right person to ask about Leica, because I'm very opinionated when it comes to Leica. I also have some personal history and unresolved beef with the company, but that's not that we should discuss this. I mean, all I can say is they seem to not really do a great job with the software side with their cameras. They have great hardware, obviously, but when it comes to software, there are a bunch of bugs and weird things that people experience. So it doesn't surprise me. I haven't seen the how do you say, I haven't seen how much this shift is affecting the image. Personally, that sounds like something that would annoy me, even though you might be able to correct it, but I don't know about that. There's no bad gear, only bad photographers. I agree. Although there's bad gear if it's not good enough for the job. But in general, any camera that can create an image in a frame can create art if the photographer is good enough. Yeah, I'm just seeing this comment here about wishing that Voigtlander makes their Apo lenses for F-mount. Didn't they make them? No. Yeah, I mean, not F-mount, but I'm also waiting for Voigtlander to make more Z-mount lenses. Hopefully they can make... I'm really hoping they will make some kind of 40 f2 or 2.8. I mean, they already have a 2.8, but make a Z-mount version. Or maybe do a 40 f2 or 40 1.4 or something like that. The same I also requested Leipoch to do. I just love 40s and I'm happy with mine, but I would love to have a similar lens like this one, but half the size and just a 40 f2 from Leipoch in this style. That would be amazing. Because the one that I have from Voigtlander, the 2.8 Helia one, it's a little weird to use that. Oh, Boris asked, how's my merch going? I don't know. I haven't checked it in a while. I don't know what you mean. I have shirts that I made with Teespring a long time ago. And recently I took them off my channel. Under my videos, sometimes you can see them. But I took them off because, you know, they all have this it must be nice text on them. That was a kind of a running gag at the beginning of my channel. Because I would always look at Leica like, oh, it must be nice. Now I have experienced it. And it's not something I would say anymore. If you're asking about camera straps, that would be merch that I want to... Obviously, I want to work on that. But that's... I might be able to make some progress next year. But it's maybe I have to find someone who already makes straps and then they will make my strap for me, but I'm going to test the Leipoch 51.4. I was offered this from Leipoch, but I said no because I'm not interested in 50mm lenses. That's why I said no. I'm sorry. I probably won't do a video unless I meet someone who has it and I'm filming a video and then this person is next to me showing me this lens. I might try it, but I don't feel interested enough in using it. But it's probably great. Oh yeah, Vogtländer 40mm f2 APO lens for M mount would be great. That would be amazing, because then it would directly compete with the Q343, right? It would be fun if Vogtländer or Leipoch made a 43mm lens. Although I think I would still would prefer 40 over 43, even though it sounds like there's probably almost no difference. But that would be amazing. A 40 f2 APO lens, if it's compact enough. Yeah, I've seen Take's, I mean Big Head Taco's strapped he did with Coop, or however you say it. Yeah, but they do straps in their style, you know, how they do straps. The kind of strap that I want to make is they probably won't be able, or not be able, but probably won't do it because it's not how they make straps. This is the one I want to make. And I have a contact that might be able to help me, but if I'm going to Japan this year, if it happens that I'm going to stay there longer with my wife, I think I'm going to try to find a factory that can make them for me, because I only visited one factory in Japan. They said no, it's not possible to make something this small, because it's a little complicated here with this small leather piece. But maybe I can find someone. Okay, last question here. Bombshell question from Boy in the Shell. How do you approach street photography in Germany when it's not really allowed? Es nervt mich einfach nur. That's a question I always get from Germans, or people wanting to visit Germany. And it's going to be a long answer. I'm going to try to make this short. Basically, you can't think about this too much, because if you think about this too much, you won't feel comfortable doing it. And if you don't feel comfortable doing it, people will feel that, and then they will especially not feel comfortable with you around them taking photos. So you have to be, first of all, regardless of the legal situation, which I'm also going to explain in a minute, you have to be absolutely okay and confident in what you're doing, so that you are you have this aura around you that shows, oh, this guy is doing what he does, and No one is going to question it. And if they do, you have an answer for it. I do this because blah, 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 blah. Okay, now, in terms of the legal situation, it's not forbidden. It's not forbidden to do street photography in Germany. There's no law that says you're not allowed to take photos in public of things that you see in public. There's only one law that says you're not allowed to take photos of individuals because it infringes on their right, on their own image. But you're still allowed to take photos in public, even when people are in your frame. When they say to you, I don't want you to take this photo of me, you have to respect that decision and say, okay, I'm sorry, I'm going to delete it. Over. They have that right here in Germany. In some countries, they don't have that right, but in Germany, everyone has the right on their image. So you can go, everyone can come up to you and say, you just took a photo of me, delete it. And you have to do it. You can't say no. No, I'm a street photographer, I do art. No, if they really don't want to do it, I mean, you can try to convince them, but if they say, please delete it, you have to delete it. Okay, that's one law. Don't take legal advice, by the way. I'm not a lawyer. But I've seen so many lawyers also talk about it, and they are not even 100% sure how it's allowed or not. But of course, there's a problem, because if you do street photography, you probably don't ask for permission first. So you take photos of people that are in your frame, then you never see them again. But you have this photo of them. What do you do? And here's where it gets a little tricky, because you're still allowed to print it, to sell it as a print, to make books, to post it on your to post it on your photography website where you promote your art. But you're not allowed to sell it to other people, and you're not allowed to use it commercially. If you make books or sell prints of your art, why am I doing this? I don't know, but if you sell your art, then that's fine, because it will never become something where you get filthy rich from, right? If selling prints sustains your art making, then that's allowed in Germany. Even if you took photos without consent and there are people in it that maybe didn't give consent, it's still allowed. Unless they find it and they say, you are not allowed to do this, then you go to court and you fight it out. And usually it's not going to be such a big deal. There was a case in Germany where this happened before, and it was not a big deal. The photographer actually only had to pay for legal fees. But he got into trouble because he was using a photo of a woman on a poster that he used outside in public spaces to promote his exhibition. And that is commercial use, so you can't do that. And this woman saw herself, and then she sued this photographer. I'm seeing the chat here. Hey, you took a picture of me? Who? Me? Prove it. Yeah, you could say like, no, I didn't. How? Prove it. Then they would say, show your camera, and then you can maybe delete it, or I don't know. You know, the ZF is actually a very sneaky camera, because you could actually shoot on the micro SD card. You know, it has a micro SD slot, and you have also the regular SD. So you could shoot primarily on the micro SD card slot and not on the main SD card. And if someone says, you know, prove that you show me the photo, and then you say, okay, no problem. And then maybe, I don't know how to do it, but you could only show photos from the SD card, not the micro SD card. And then it's not on the SD card, right? Or you delete it on the SD card, which you can also do. I shoot on two cards at the same time. So if I delete one photo, it looks like I deleted the photo, but it is still on my micro SD card. But you could also, you know, take off the SD card and say, here, no problem, and throw away your SD card, and you still have the photo. Of course, it's not really nice to do that, and I wouldn't do that, but yeah. Okay, where was I? So yeah, you can make art with street photography, which is considered an art form. At least in Germany, it was a court actually said that street photography, I think if I'm not quoting, but it was they were saying something like, street photography in its nature is candid, therefore you cannot ask for permission. And in Germany there's also a law that protects artists. So you have the right, the right to express yourself freely through your art, unless someone else is seriously harmed by your art. And how much is someone harmed by your art? That is something a court has to figure out, because no one is really hurt by a street photograph. But if you photograph someone in a very bad situation and you can clearly see the face, and maybe, I don't know, it's someone's life can be ruined by this photo, you would obviously not publish that photo then, or you would talk to that person first. Like, I just took a photo of this uncertain, of this unfortunate situation. Are you okay with that? Because I was more looking at the scene, and it's more like a statement about blah 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 blah. Maybe you get a okay. Maybe this person says, no, please delete it. I will lose my job if you publish it. Then you probably should not keep it. I hope that answered your question. Don't have too much fear. You will never go to prison for street photography, and you can always delete a photo. I think people who worry too much about their picture being taken in public, they should really take a close look at their own behavior, especially on social media. They do reveal much more information than I can ever reveal taking a photo in public. And in public, there's no privacy. There's no guaranteed privacy. So, but don't push it too hard, don't challenge people, I have the right, and I can express myself freely, it's my art. That's not the right thing to do. You always have to be understanding and be like, oh, I totally get it, I would feel the same, but look, this is what I want to do. This, you can maybe show your images. This is the kind of work I do. I often say that I want to document Hamburg, and I refer to like certain images people know of the city. Say, oh, something like that, yeah. And then maybe sometimes it happens very rarely, but they might even feel flattered and be like, oh, okay, I understand, all right, oh, that's cool. That happened like 2 times maybe in my life so far. Okay, end of story. So, okay, I'm done. Gerald Undone style. All right, I'm done. Okay, I'm going to make this stream unlisted, as I said in the beginning. Put it in a playlist on my channel, so if you want to rewatch it, it will still be on my channel, but just unlisted. And from now on, every Sunday, I'm going to do this. The next streams will be much shorter, of course. Today I wanted to share my ideas, see what you guys think. And then next week I'm probably going to do some editing or do something else. And maybe we watch a video together. Maybe we talk about something exciting that happened in the week. So, and who knows what happens, what develops from that. And in terms of street critique and, doing something like the Street Life show, I still have to figure it out. I think I'm going to find a way to incorporate it in this live stream. If not, I'm going to make something on a monthly basis. But I have to work on that. For now, at least every Sunday, we can catch up. And yeah. And I'm available for questions and complaints and everything else. Okay. I'm done. And I wish you, how do you say? Is it time to say Happy New Year? No, you can't. There's a word in Germany we say we wish people something for the next year. I guess I can say all the best for next year. Yeah. Wish you all the best for 2025. And I see you next Sunday when it's 2025. And then we have fun. Okay. Okay. Goodbye, guys.